We are going to have a ball. You're gonna have a ball. It is optically pleasing. It is truly optically pleasing. So what I want you guys to do is pay attention to Big 12 football. The SEC is the SEC, man. The SEC is, in my opinion, the Western Conference of college football. Good, but not as good as advertised. For example, you telling me the SEC, for the last 10, 12 years, you've been telling me the SEC is the greatest conference in the world. Just because you house the greatest team in the world does not make you the greatest conference in the world. Just because you have some of the most talented people to go on the pro level in your conference does not make you the greatest conference in the world. I know that sounds contradictory. Well, if you got the champs and the most players, how you not the best? Because it is a conference. Just the AFC East ain't the best division in football, but they got 5 of the last 15 Super Bowls, 6 of the last 15 Super Bowls. But that division is trash. Same way. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of this generation. Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of this generation. That division is trash. That's how. But has anybody ever heard of the University of Arkansas? Has anybody ever heard of Tennessee? Anybody heard of Mississippi State, Ole Miss? When last time they went competition for a championship? Missouri, when was they in competition for a championship? Texas A&M, when was they last in the no, they new to the SEC. Well, they should have been in Big 12, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. So stop telling me how dope they are. Now Auburn, dope. LSU as a university overall, dope. Alabama goes without saying. LSU, dope. Florida, Georgia, dope. South Carolina, you know the coach. You know your team ain't on a whole lot when the coach is the most famous person on the team. The coach. Jadeveon Clowney and the coach. And most of y'all didn't even know Jadeveon Clowney came from South Carolina University. This is why I'm saying we have to curtail. This is why we get rid of this mainstream leg. No more of that. We gonna control our own narratives. We gonna have our brothers on here. Hey, best boxers in the world. He named Jake LaMotta. 8 people and Jake LaMotta. Best football players in the world. You gonna name 8 people and Tom Brady, or 8 people. You gonna name, when you talk about best football players in the world, you gonna name most of those dudes gonna be brothers. Basketball players, most of those dudes gonna be brothers. So why is it that we going to ESPN? You know what I mean? That's just a question I gotta ask, man. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna close the show out with this conversation. You know what, man? I'm gonna make it real easy, man. I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna be lazy on the End of the Biz podcast. I got a number. If you want to call in and be a part of the end of the show, the number is 773-797-2409. 773-797-2409. That's the number you can reach me at. 773-797-2409. But I hope you guys paid attention to LeBron James, the shop. LeBron James opened up the barber shop. You know, like Cedric Entertainer said, the barber shop is the black man's country club. Exactly. And he gave him a peek. He had Jon Stewart, Snoop Dogg, Gerard Carmichael, Odell Beckham Jr., Michael Bennett on there, and the homie Draymond Green. Wonderful conversation. And my sister, Illinois sister, Chicagoland sister, and our sister Candace Parker. Excuse me, Miss Parker, for almost leaving you out. And the homie, his homie Maverick Carter. This was a riveting show, if you ask me. I had a little tete-a-tete with one of my favorite reporters, Rob Parker. A lot of people don't like Rob. I like Rob Parker. Rob Parker's a dope brother. But he said all he got out of it was the fact that they were complaining. I think Rob Parker has a blind spot when it comes to LeBron James. He's traditionally even-handed with his opinions, but it seems that he's heavy-handed with LeBron James. And I'm going to talk about heavy-handed reporters Saturday from 4 to 6. I want you guys to participate on that show too. But I think they covered a myriad of topics. You had a bunch of people being a part of the show. You had a bunch of opinions, and they were sharing opinions. One thing I didn't like, yeah. Joe said, "Dope show, Bron does it again." But one thing that struck me, and they were extremely honest. It was extremely entertaining. You got to see the black woman's perspective. You got to see LeBron James raw butt naked, giving his honest opinions. But one thing, I don't have any negatives to say about the show, but one thing bothered me about the show is this dude who is, to use the terminology that the brother Tariq Nasheed uses, suspected white supremacist Skip Bayless. I believe Skip Bayless is a white supremacist. He's intelligent enough, and because he's a writer, he knows how to speak around certain issues and not come off as the bigot that I suspect him to be. But Skip Bayless made the statement, he thinks LeBron James hates white people. And that's the same trick bag they tried to put our brother Jalen Rose in when he did that 5 for 30. Jalen Rose was speaking from a perspective of a 18, 19-year-old young man going into Duke and how he perceived them as an 18, 19-year-old person. And he had to go as far as apologize to our brother Grant Hill, which I didn't like at all, because I think the brother Grant Hill should have said he was speaking from the perspective of that time in his life. I was disappointed in Grant in not saying that, but that's neither here nor there. Skip Bayless used the exact same trick with LeBron James and hopes to shout down the brother LeBron James. See, Skip Bayless has a problem with anyone who is unifying. In my opinion, I'm not going to make that accusation to be held liable for slandering Skip Bayless's name. I suspect that Skip Bayless does this because he is, I do believe that he is a white supremacist. Simply because Skip Bayless has a problem with LeBron James, the individual. He can't not see. He speaks well of LeBron in the instance of doing well in the community, because if he says anything bad, he comes off looking like the hater, hate monger, or suspected white supremacist that I think he is. I think he is. I can't confirm. I don't have any proof. I'm not accusing him of this. This is just as he presents himself to me. This is how I see him. Now, with that being said, he said that he thinks LeBron hates white people. LeBron James gave the perspective of a 14-year-old boy going into a all-white Catholic high school. He said he was there to hoop. He said he wasn't going to be bothered with no white people. And then later on, they even mentioned how he went over a white person's house and found out what a pantry was, and he started bringing white guys to the hood, and he started going to their hood. So how the hell could you get LeBron James doesn't like white people out of that? See, Skip Bayless hands out a lot of backhand compliments and does a whole lot of hemming and hawing, and people perceive it as a joke. And it's not a joke, because he just tried to put LeBron James. We live in a society whereas people are easily swayed into believing what the person on TV says, because they assume that person is well informed and they wouldn't lie to them. Skip Bayless is an habitual liar, in my opinion. I perceive Skip Bayless as an habitual liar because he refused to answer direct questions, for one, and he continues to slander our brother LeBron James. Now, as a basketball fan, you don't have to like LeBron James. I'm not asking you to like LeBron James. I'm not asking you to do any of that. But as a human being, when you try to slander this brother, I have an issue with you. Because don't be a fan. I'm not a Kobe Bryant fan. I was not a big time Michael Jordan fan. But for me to sit on my show and say anything bad about Michael Jordan's game, anything bad about Michael Jordan as a person, or anything bad about Michael Jordan, period, would make me a dickhead. And I'm not a dickhead. I'm not biased or anything. I'm just not a fan. And that's just it. I don't know about Michael Jordan's goings on and his private life, so I'm not going to pretend that I do know that. So for Skip Bayless to make all these accusations, I just don't like it, and it is making it inflammatory. And you got dumbass people in the world that will just hear Skip Bayless and go, Skip Bayless even said LeBron don't like white people. LeBron didn't know white people. When you come from a place that I come from, and I'm suspecting that the most of the country is like that, and if you listen to the homie Corey Holcomb on the 5150 show on Tuesdays, you will hear about how segregated our city is. Until I became gainfully employed, I was never around white people as a young black man. So, of course, there are little apprehensions. I mean, I lived not even a block away from white people, and I wasn't around a lot of white people. You know, you had some white people that came to the hood, but by and large, I wasn't. So, for Skip Bayless to take the mind state of a 14-year-old boy and attribute that to the mental state of a 35, 33, 34-year-old man is grossly negligent, in my opinion. And this is why I suspect that he is, and always has been, a bigot. These are my suspicions. I don't have anything outside of listening to him speak and the way he pivots when he's cornered. To question athletes, talking about he needs to put a lot of our brothers on lie detectors, and Kawhi Leonard is a scum of the earth now. And anytime, because Draymond Green doesn't hate LeBron James outside of the basketball court, outside of those 94 feet, he hates him on the court, but in real life he likes him. And Skip Bayless has a problem with that. He had a problem with Michael Rappaport saying that LeBron James has the ability, somebody changed you. LeBron James has the ability to change a franchise around. Michael Rappaport is an open LeBron hater, but he's a LeBron hater from a sports perspective. It's all in fun. That's the way you're supposed to. You should despise LeBron James in a Los Angeles Lakers jersey if your team wears another jersey. You should hate him. Man, I hate that bum. I hope he misses all his shots. That's how you need to get down. Like, as a Raider fan, I hated John Elway. As a young boy, as a Cowboy fan, I was coming out of the 70s and the Cowboys were the deal. I hated Joe Montana when he won, but as you get older, you learn to respect people and their game. So you have to, you only hate them for fun purposes. But for you to start questioning people's loyalty and things of that nature because they don't have the allegiance to sports that you have, it's crazy. That's just negligent, and this is why I believe that he's a bigot. And if I met Skip Bayless tomorrow, and no matter what he told me, if his wife was a sister, I would still think that he's a bigot, because I need to put you on a lie detector if you're injured. He questions black people's psyche. He's questioned LeBron James' psyche. He's weak. He had a mental breakdown. We all have mental breakdowns momentarily. So, with that being said, I don't like it. I didn't like it, and I just think it was negligent on his part for even presenting that to the public at large. With that being said, y'all, I'm gonna end this show 15 minutes early. I would like to thank everybody who listened in, man. I want to thank Wanga. I'm going to go back to the beginning. And first and foremost, I want to apologize to my brother, who actually is the reason y'all listening to me on this platform. My brother, Angry Black Man, a.k.a. Doc Bell. Please tune in to his program tomorrow, man. Follow him so you get the notification that Doc Bell is on. Angry Black Man is on the air tomorrow. Dope show, man. I'll be listening tomorrow. I want to thank the brother from 4 Aces Present Network, Saint. Much love to Saint. I want to thank the Barbershop Brothers, man, Trey, for tuning in. I want to thank the homie Ant the Aquarius. That's what you need to change your name to on here, Ant the Aquarius, so they can get to know you, brother. Joe, much love to my brother Joe in Houston, as I always did on the other show. Much love to them.